Okay, hello. Hello, everyone. So we're going to talk about what we discussed on Friday, which is mainly just updates from the survey that we did that OG responded to in a Zoom last week. Was that last week?
Yeah.
That was last week. Okay. Feels
Wait,
longer
I don't
ago
know.
than that. It was probably last week. Okay, so we have updates on the 3-minute presentation competition. We're sending out a newsletter actually today with updates about the survey information. And we also have an upcoming event, which is trivia. And it's not even a question mark anymore, it's happening. So these are our results from the survey questions that Dean Cummings responded to in an April 16th Zoom session. So let's see, first up we have student employment. So we got a lot of questions about student employees who have lost their on-campus jobs. And Dean Cummings said that the goal, as far as she was aware still, was to keep everybody employed as long as they're still in the US, they're able to still be employed. So OG is talking to student employment about these concerns, and we're going to have a dedicated student employment Zoom in the near future where we talk with someone from student employment so we can get these sort of questions resolved. And for people facing financial hardships, there is now an emergency fund, and it's available to be applied for at that link. And there's a whole list of the types of things that qualify, and basically the only things that don't qualify are legal fines and fees, taxes. I think that was basically it for what didn't qualify. So everything else that you would think would qualify does. And the RIT food share is still open on campus that people can go and pick up food there. So for fee refunds, we had a lot of questions about what types of things are going to be refunded. Right now, the plan is partial refunds for housing, which would be on-campus housing, dining plans, and parking passes. So there will be some sort of prorated refund coming for parking passes, which probably applies to a lot of grad students in the near future. And for this upcoming summer, we've been getting a lot of questions about what's going to happen. They are planning to offer more online courses than they usually do, so stay tuned and look out for those. There may be some opportunities for scholarships or some kind of grant or funding. OG is looking into that right now, so hopefully we'll have more information about that soon. And as far as we know right now, no one is planning to be on campus for summer. So if you're doing research in a lab or doing art in a studio or something, that probably is still not going to be happening over the summer. And we don't even know for fall yet. So the next point is that no decision has been made regarding if fall is going to be online or not. And they're expecting to have a decision sometime during the summer about fall. So nobody knows yet, but hopefully we'll know soon. So there's still no access to labs or studios on campus. And if you are like an essential person conducting essential research, you know that that's you and you know that you have access. And if you don't, then nothing right now. And as far as extensions go, so if you're doing research or something or taking data and you weren't able to finish your experiment or get the rest of your data, advisors and professors have been advised to really try to help students out as far as making sure they can use what they already have to complete their projects or complete their thesis or whatever, especially if you're graduating soon. That's sort of the best that we have for that right now.
Yeah, and I'll add also that extensions are made at the program level. So to talk to people that are in your inner circle.
Yes, so if you are expecting to graduate very soon and you're like, what do? I didn't get my work done, you should definitely be talking to your advisor or talking to your program director, your department chair, someone like that, who has the authority to be able to grant you some kind of extension if you need it. For international students who are going to be facing unique issues, OG is going to keep communicating with International Student Services to discuss sort of like international student specific issues For now, there's just the International Student FAQ on the RIT coronavirus website. That's all
There
we have
are a
for
lot
now.
of FAQs on that website, though.
There are a lot, and they really update it pretty frequently. So if you've looked at it once a long time ago, you should probably look again. They highlight things as updated or new in green if they've been changed. So tons of new stuff on there all the time that we aren't necessarily like getting emails about. They're just kind of like updating it as they go. For thesis binding, there's a resource linked here from the library right now that specifies that thesis or dissertation binding is optional. They're not accepting bound copies into the library at this time. But if you want to get it bound, you can still get it bound yourself on your own dime from ProQuest once you submit to ProQuest. So that's the word on that. If you are having issues with your online courses that you aren't happy with how they're being administered or just some other kind of issue, obviously first you should bring it up with your instructor, but if that's not working or you can't do that, you should talk with your program director, your department chair, or your college dean and let them know, because they really want to know if people are having issues, you know, if your professor isn't changing deadlines or not being flexible or something like that is going on. People want to know about it so we can get these issues resolved, and also if we are doing online in the summer and going forward, that we can make things better. And there's also a sort of brief survey linked here that you can submit feedback to, where you select your course, you select your instructor, and then you can sort of rate them on how well they've transitioned to online. So RIT is very interested in collecting that sort of information.
Yeah, and I'd also add, if you're having an especially good experience in an online class, like some professor went above and beyond, feel free to take that survey as well.
Yes, which I would definitely advise, because they're sort of, you know, you can rate, like, I don't know, it's like a kind of sliding scale thing, how well your professor has done different things. And then definitely if a professor is doing a good job, that can only help them to rate them well. So for mental health services, CAPS is still providing virtual services. They're running these online group sessions right now, and they've got a ton of them listed online. There's some just for like adjusting to, you know, everything to do with the coronavirus. And there's sort of other specific topics and groups that you can join. And as far as we can tell, it's probably free to just join these drop-in groups, because they're just on Zoom. You just kind of like join and that's it. And if you're still in New York State, then you have access to telemental health through CAPS, where you can still have sort of remote counseling sessions through CAPS. And there's more information at the health section of the coronavirus FAQ. And let's see, we have some other information. So the 3-minute presentation competition that was supposed to happen this semester has moved online. So at that link, there's a form to submit. You can record your own video of you doing your 3-minute presentation, submit it, like post it on YouTube and then submit the link or something. And then I think the deadline is June 15th. And after that, the submissions will be judged virtually by judges, and then 6 master's students and 6 PhD students will be selected to go forward and do the actual competition in the fall, hopefully in person at the Science Center, hopefully. That's still the plan. So if you would like to participate in the competition, you'll have to submit your own video online. If you have any sort of library questions or need help with library resources, the library has their own website with that kind of information. And the librarians are still all available to help everybody virtually. And all the FAQs live at rit.edu/coronavirus. So if you have a question, there's probably a good chance it's answered somewhere on there. And if you can't find the answer or you don't know the answer, you can always submit a question to us on our anonymous form, which has the same link it's always had, bit.ly/RIT-grad-concerns. And stay tuned, because we're going to have probably more of these sessions with OGE in the future, as well as with other offices, such as student employment is probably the most pressing one right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's all for the updates. So this meeting is going to be recorded and captioned. You can see it on YouTube, on our YouTube channel at bit.ly/GSAC YouTube. We'll be having another meeting this Friday. And our big event is this Thursday from 8 to 9:30 in the evening Eastern time. And that's going to be Zoom trivia. And it's not trivia about Zoom, because that wouldn't be fun. It's zoomed in trivia on Zoom, where you will have a picture that's really zoomed in of some really well-known place or character or thing, and you will have to say what you think it's a picture of. And you can work alone, you can work in teams, it doesn't matter. So you can RSVP to this event on our campus groups to get the Zoom link, and hopefully we'll see everybody there on Thursday for zoomed in trivia.